At every opportunity in the United States Senate, John McCain has voted with the far right, undermining the interest of building trades workers and their families. Let me be specific. He has consistently voted to slash the Davis-Bacon Act and the wages of American construction workers. He voted against the Employees' Free Choice Act. He supported disastrous trade agreements that have undercut good American jobs. And he was a leading advocate for a temporary worker program, which we defeated with your help, that would have done great harm to American workers. The list goes on and on. Ladies and gentlemen, I was always taught that charity begins at home, that true patriotism hates injustice in its own land more than anywhere else. The America that we know and love, the America we have and will continue to defend, deserves better than John McCain. He just does not measure up. At the end of the day, all of us in the building trades must march shoulder to shoulder in every corner of this great land to elect a pro-worker, pro-middle-class president of the United States of America. Looks to me like we're going to do it. If we have any doubts, consider what's at stake. We survived through 2 terms of the most anti-union president in the United States history. George Bush and his right-wing allies have stalled, they blocked, or crushed every piece of progressive pro-worker legislation that has come before Congress. If you like George Bush, you're going to love John McCain. You know, the nation's financial system is teetering. Healthcare is a mess. Our infrastructure is crumbling. To those of you who may feel this political fatigue, I ask you, take out your wallets and look at the photos of your children and your grandchildren. Take a good, hard look. What kind of America will you choose for them? What about their hopes and their dreams? Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton deeply understand our nation's problems. They know that America needs a viable and prosperous middle class. They know the crucial roles that our unions play in building and sustaining good jobs. They understand that liberty and justice for all must include the liberty to join unions and to collectively bargain for economic justice. Brothers and sisters, now that's real patriotism, and that's the American way.
So it's up to us. It's been up to us these 8 years to try to hold them off, to try to ensure that people have benefits that if they need to go see the doctor, they can go see the doctor, that when they go and they put their labor, the thing that they bring to America, that they will be paid a fair wage and in conditions of work that are healthy and not unsafe for them. And the only thing that has been helping those American workers has been organized labor. And in the trades, it's been this umbrella organization with all of you. And welcome back, laborers, to this organization.
We take very seriously Davis-Bacon and prevailing wage and project labor agreements and all of those important agreements that aren't just good, not just good for workers and their families, we know that. Those agreements are good for the American economy, for building an economy in Pennsylvania and building an economy across the country. So I want you to know that when we chart a new course on climate change, on protecting our environment, on creating green jobs, we're going to make sure that as those debates are occurring, that we protect union jobs, that we protect the workers who are in building trades on those projects.
There is no American tradition that carries more pride and honor than that of the American soldier. And there is no greater calling than to defend our nation on native soil or abroad. To take up arms is an unfortunate yet noble cause that began in the earliest days of our country and continues to this very day. As a nation, we proudly honor our countrymen who fought for and sacrificed and gave their lives defending the way of life that we hold so dear. Some of the most noticeable tributes are here on our National Mall. Unfortunately, only a small fraction of the 16 million Americans who served in World War II will ever get the chance to see this wonderful memorial. We are losing them at the rate of more than 1,100 a day. To many, they are mothers and fathers, grandmothers and grandfathers. To America, they are heroes.
Now, I feel like I should say I'm going to take a little break from the presidential politics that everybody else is talking about, but let's just concentrate on jobs. Because one of the things I oftentimes tell my colleagues on the other side of the aisle is one of the reasons I enjoy working with labor in the building trades is because this is about people who are strong patriots for our nation. People are out there to say what we want is a safe workplace. We want a good job with good work conditions and a decent wage and good benefits. That's what it's all about in America. And when we look at such things as protecting the Davis-Bacon Act and prevailing wage is an issue that even when it comes up as such things as taking it off when we're talking about Hurricane Katrina and the impact that had upon jobs and lower quality of work, that was when I stood up and petitioned the President of the United States and said, don't take those conditions off. Because one of the things that happens with prevailing wage, it protects the quality of work and it's done right the first time, and that is a cost savings.
100 years of protecting the rights of millions of laborers, 100 years of creating an improved society for millions of Americans, 100 years of blood, sweat, and tears, creating one of the most advanced societies ever seen in the history of the modern world. For 100 years, your dedication and commitment to equality and human rights has forced our nation to evolve. Thanks to you, our country is moving in a new direction that honors American workers and focuses on justice for all. And thanks to you, it is in the spirit of this nation to honor those who labor every day to create a better world for this and future generations.
A famous labor leader, Joe Hill, was once asked his advice when his union was having a tough time. And he sent back these words of counsel. Don't mourn, organize. Don't mourn, organize. Don't feel sorry for yourself, organize. Don't rest, organize. Don't lament the fact that we have less, organize and grow. That was Hill's message. I know that's the message each one of you are sending throughout this country.